money stay high. Go to YouTube for story time with Ray Vibe. We say he's a great guy. Have a lot of fun telling you his life and blaze live. Stay high. I dare you tonight to like, share, and subscribe.
What's good? I just jumped out of the reaction phase. I'm here. Welcome to Story Time with Ray, episode number 4. Like I said before, thank you so much, guys, for all those that came from the other page over here and subscribed and showed the love and watching the Story Time with Ray episodes and everything. You guys are real ones. Like the intro said, like, comment, subscribe, share this motherfucker. Let everybody know what's going on over here. And that's a fact. Today's story, it's a 15-year-old Ray. I'm in the cusp of devoting myself to some street shit, but I'm not there yet. It's about July, I want to say. May, June-ish, around there. It's summer vacation. On my second to last day of school, my dad informs me, Ray, come here, I have to talk to you. And I sat down and I was like, yes, Papa. And he comes out and tells me, you coming with me for 2 months to the crimen pequeno problem. In my mind, I'm like, this summer I'm going to the park. This summer I'm gonna play handball. I'm gonna make some money moves. I'm gonna take care of what I need to take care of. You understand what I'm saying? My dad said no, because your grandmother wants to see you, and for that lady, I'll do anything. For my grandmother over there, I'll do anything. So I said okay, and he was like, your cousin coming too? Humberto, Freddy, they're all coming. You come. They're gonna meet us over there. And I was like, oh, even better. My cousin's gonna be over there. Cool. Mind you, I have not seen any of these people besides my cousins that went over there. I haven't seen any of these people. The last time I seen them, everybody was surrounding me when I didn't have a diaper on, talking about how cute I am. That's the last time I seen these people. I'm 16. I got hair in my nuts now. It's different. You ain't changing shit. So it's a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit nervous. Like I don't like doing this because I don't know them. They don't know me. The only one that I have a relationship with at this point was my grandmother over there. So I was just like, very uncomfortable, Papa, but I have to go. My grandmother wants to see me. I gotta go. Mind you, ladies and gentlemen, up to this point in my life, whenever I took a plane, I don't remember it. So I don't count. I was a baby. It knocked in my head. Yo, you're going to be in a plane. I hate heights. I don't like planes. I hate getting on planes. I just don't like it. I just don't like the heights. I don't like that my life is in the hand of somebody that supposedly went to school. I don't see no degree, my nigga. Just because you got a pen with wings on it doesn't mean nothing to me. I need hard proof. Let me get your record. Dude, let me see the videos of you flying planes all day long. That's the type of nervous I am when I get into a plane. No disrespect to the pilots out there. I'm just saying, I don't know you, nigga. I don't trust you. Okay? So I'm dealing with that anxiety and stress. Cool. My father told me, your grandmother wants you to wear the clothes she sent you for happy birthdays. And I said, oh, hell no. When I tell you I look like Rico Suave 24/7, I was wearing slacks and button-downs the whole time I was there. Because my grandmother likes seeing me like that with that. I was a first boy grandkid. So understand it. Because my father was her first. Understand? I was a big deal to this lady. So anything to make my grandmother happy, I was gonna do. I didn't have no fitted cap on. My father said, "For what? You're not gonna go over there looking like a gangster, un tigre in the street." Every time he called me a tigre, I thought he was calling me Tony the Tiger. I was excited because I thought it was a compliment. But he didn't want me to dress up like because it's my grandmother and no do-rags, none of that bullshit, right? So I'm just like, we ain't taking no pictures. There ain't no pictures. I don't want no pictures. And they took a lot. Nobody listened. They took a lot. Couple days passed by. We were about to jump on the plane, right? So we wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So in my mind, I was like, yo, we're going to play this like school. I ain't feeling good. I ain't going. And my father comes to the room. About 400 times he said it. And I said, oh, good morning, Papa. I didn't say that, but he said, you have to get up and you have to get ready. So when he says that, I'm like, I bet. The clothes that I wore, picture this. I weigh about, at this point, soaking wet, I probably weigh like 100 pounds. I'm skinny as fuck. I'm like 5'5", 5'6", 7 maybe. I was not big. So I have a shorts that go above the knee. I have shoes that are whiter than white. And then I got tube socks. That's just the bottom part, ladies and gentlemen. Just let that sink in a little bit. White shoes, tube socks, khaki shorts that go above the knee. That's what I had to do. A black belt with a bronze buckle and a flower shirt. Like the shirt got flowers in it. Tucked in. With I just came to this country wife beater on. You ever see these niggas that just got here and they got a wife beater and you could tell they didn't buy it here? Yeah, I had one of those on. My hair all cut up. Very nice. All this for my grandmother. That's one of the shirts. It was a pretty picture. I think there's a picture out there with me wearing that shit too. It's all good though. Fuck them. Anyway, so we get ready. We get in a taxi. Now, if you ever took in a taxi in New York City, we're the ones that made it. We're the ones that made it. Congratulations, guys, for making it out of the taxi alive. These niggas don't care. They don't. A taxi driver in New York absolutely is on a suicide mission. They don't give a fuck. Oh, you need to get there in 10 minutes? Bet. They don't care about other cars. They don't care about none of that. We got to the airport. We got from Williamsburg to JFK in a matter of fucking, I don't know. It felt like 20 minutes. And we got there quick. This is the first time coherently I'm over here seeing how this airport shit works. And I'm just like, yo, I'm about to fucking die. And everybody here is smiling and shit. They don't know there's a dead man walking. I'm about to jump in one of these planes. It's not going to make it. That's what my brain told me. You're not making it over there, so you don't have to worry about being nervous about meeting them. Because you're not going to get out this plane alive. I hate planes. I don't like them. I don't care what. It's the safest way. How do you figure that? If all the engines in a plane falls, that's automatic. You're dying. You're not making it out of that. No, it's not safe. I hate planes. And so I get in there. They take the bags. We go through the whole process of going, getting checked and doing all the shit. We're sitting waiting for them to open the door to the plane. PA comes on. Attention, flight 316. Flight 316. I just whooped your ass. The flight's going to be a little bit delayed right now. We're having a little bit of engine problem with one of the planes. So we're going to go ahead let you guys know when we're up and ready to go. Thank you for your patience and thank you for driving, for flying Delta. So I said, man, whose plane is that? My dad said it was ours. Yeah. So they're gonna bring a new plane. That's what you're telling me. They're gonna bring a new plane. And no, I mean, like, they're probably gonna fix it and then we're gonna go. And I'm not gonna go and leave God's earth, the earth that God made for me and you. I'm not gonna go leave that with a patch job. I didn't understand how any of it worked. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna, yeah, fuck that. I'm nervous. I know I'm damn near in tears right now because it's like I'm forced to go die. Like if you tell somebody, walk to the edge of that cliff, now jump. The fuck out of here. Why? After, I think it was like 2 hours we were sitting there, they finally let us in the plane. And I'm shaking like a leaf. My dad's like, hurry up. That's all he was telling me, hurry up, go. Hurry up. So my dad's like, sit next to the window. I sit in the middle. And then over here somebody else. And we go comfortable, like this. Comfortable. And I was like, you're going to put me next to a window so the window could crack and they could suck me out? Ladies and gentlemen, I did not know how planes work. I did it. So I'm sitting there and I see that there's like a little closing situation, right? So I'm like, I'm closing now. I don't want to see nothing outside. Clouds don't ever impress me. I ain't gonna watch it. I ain't gonna look at it. I don't care about it. We're in there. They're doing their little reverse and around, and they come around and they try to get to the landing strip, right? Or the takeoff strip, whatever. And they try to get there, and I'm moving, and I'm in my mind, I'm like, oh, we're on our way. We already almost there. With all this movement this plane's making, this ain't too bad. I could deal with this. And then it stopped, and I was like, yo, I didn't even know planes could stop mid-air. Holy moly donut shop. This is some gangster shit. And then they said, get ready for takeoff. And I went, we've been riding around this whole place for about an hour. What are we talking about takeoff? Didn't we take it off already? No. And then here it comes, without no warning, without nothing. Like when you are a 15-year-old kid, right? And this is your first time coherently in a plane, and you sitting there, and your dad, the guy that's supposed to protect you, the guy that legally needs to protect his son, does this shit right here. Why are you doing that? Why if flying is so safe, why did you have to do that? Why bring God into this if it's so safe, right? That's what I didn't say it to him. I wasn't crazy. He'll throw me out the fucking plane. But in my mind, I'm looking at him and I gave him the face. Why are you doing the sign of the cross? And then he held the chair. And I was like, oh, this bitch nigga's scared too. Oh, we fucked. My protector is scared? Put me in front of a whole bunch of niggas. I'll fight my way through, man. I won't be nervous at that point. Because I'm on ground. We're not flying and fighting, nigga. I got it. I'm good. That plane shit? Hell no. Quick side story. We went to Arkansas, me and the family and shit like that. I'm over here in tears, about to die. My niece in the other aisle with her feet up watching tablet like everything shit sweet. Over there laughing, drinking her juicy juice. Like, and I'm over here holding on, my wife holding my arm, baby, it's gonna be okay, we're gonna make it out of this one. We over here dying. Tears, baby. I love you. I always loved you. I never did anything to disrespect you. I just want to get it out now. She was like, baby, I love you too. But she wasn't that scared. I think she was being scared for me. She was helping my scared shit. Because she would have been like, yo, stop. Everything's fine. If she would have done that, I would have been like, I lost my wife. I lost everything. I'm losing my life. And then I just turned and I just looked. She's chilling. Like nothing's going on. Anyway. The motherfucker starts to go. And when I say go, I don't know how many kilowatts it takes for a plane to go. I don't know none of that. I didn't go to school for it. That's why I don't know. And how's that information going to help me in my life ever? It's not. But it was going 200,000 light speeds. That's what it felt like. My whole neck cocked back. Oh, God. And then it goes. You feel it when it goes up because your stomach, your intestines comes up to your throat. So you feel all that, like you're about to throw up. And then it goes, skit, and then it hits the floor. And when it hits the floor, I almost shitted myself. I ain't gonna lie. When it hit the floor, I was like, we're done. It can't get up. I'm too fat. What's going on? Why is it not taking off? Well, we having issues, lady. I'm freaking the fuck out. I am freaking the fuck out. And then it finally, you feel it go, and then go up, and then do his thing. I don't remember how long we were in the plane. What's the flight from New York to Dominican Republic? Cause I know you got switch planes in. I know we stopped in Puerto Rico. The plane took off. It stopped in Puerto Rico for some fucking reason. And then we had to transfer planes. And then the other plane took us directly. There's no direct flight to Dominican Republic from New York. So we had to transfer over to another plane. That was the worst part of the plane trip, I believe, in my opinion. Because when we got to Puerto Rico, everything was cool. When we walked in, right? Everything was exciting. Puerto Rico. Because they don't roll R's over there. And you know how many Puerto Ricans call me hey? It's Ray. Anyway, we get to Puerto Rico and we land and everything's fine. And I was like, Dad, I think we could walk. I think we could walk from here. I don't think that it's necessary to even take a plane. We're that close, bro. I've never been this close to Dominican Republic in my life that I know of. We could walk the rest of the way. I'm not getting on another fucking plane. This one barely made it in my mind. In my mind, it barely made it. Let me not talk about the turbulence. Oh, the turbulence was horrible. Horrible. Every time the turbulence hit, my butthole went whoop, and it puckered. I don't like feeling that shit. Get to Puerto Rico. My dad said, you hungry? I'm fucking starving right now because I lost 30 pounds of shit of what we just experienced right now. So yeah, I'm pretty hungry. Go in there, and I know there was something there to eat. We ate. They said, flight 35 to Dominican Republic, Punta Cana is going to have 20 minutes. So they're going, so we had 20 minutes to get to the fucking thing, get into the next plane, right? Boom, we get into the next plane. This plane was rickety as fuck. Like when you jump on the plane, all I heard was, oh, like, you need to fix that. You need to fix that. Whatever that creaking was needs to be fixed. We get to our seats. We're like in the middle of the plane. Once again, I get the goddamn window seat. I sit there. It does this takeoff bullshit. And we go. That flight was like an hour, like less than an hour, like an hour and change or some shit like that. We get to Santo Domingo. But before we get to Santo Domingo, I don't understand how piloting works. So my dad said, hey, I want to open the window because I want to see my country. I want to see my country coming in. I'm here, like that, right? So all I see is the plane do this and turn. I see the island moving, and I'm like, well, ¿qué está pasando? What happened? What, do we just miss the island? Like, just go to the island. It doesn't matter where you park the shit, just land. And he popped the fucking Yui. I shitted myself. Ladies and gentlemen, I shitted myself. And then when we land, guess what they say? We had to turn back because we needed to reload on gas. We never made it to Dominican Republic yet. We weren't even nowhere close to Dominican Republic. It took the fuck off and popped the fucking U-turn to land back to Puerto Rico because they didn't have gas in the plane. I don't know if they didn't have gas. There was a gas issue. There was an issue with the fuel. That's all I know. I'm pretty sure they're not going to take off with that shit say E. I'm pretty sure they know what the fuck they're doing. But it was a gas issue that the plane had. So it had to pop back. Mind you, my mind is like, I could spit. My dad was like, oh no. He was more scared than I ever was. His brain, like I've never seen my dad have his eyes closed for that long a time if he wasn't sleeping. So they had to turn that shit back, land, do their thing, whatever these do their thing, and then take off again. Cool. We land. Santo Domingo, and then comes I came from New York, remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Every place that I went to was AC ventilated and it was cold. They opened that motherfucking door and we started coming out. The heat that slapped the fuck out of me once we made it outside, it was horrible. I've never felt this type of heat before in my life. Never. It gets hot in New York. Never like that. I went, what the fuck did we just do? Cool. We get to the baggage claim. Get our bags and everything. My uncle's over there. Shout out, rest in peace, Theo Jose. To come pick up my dad and me and take us to my grandmother's house because that's where we're staying. So I get in the Jeep, and then my uncle is just like, he hasn't seen me in years, so he's like, oh, pero muchacho diablo. I was like, un momento, por favor. That's Dominican extensive Spanish. I haven't gotten to that class yet. I'm still in the dímelo loco stage. Yo ass got me, by vete pa carajo muchacho diablo stage. I don't know that yet. So he's throwing the Spanish at me and I'm doing this. Oh, pendejo. Pendejo almost hit me. Right? So my father looks at him and said, he no sabe. He don't know. Very fast you speaking the Spanish. He's dumb. Look at his ears. Big like an elephant. He's dumb. So, all right. He never said anything. We get to the house. And my grandmother sees me, gives me the biggest hug in the world. Like, I was stuffed between her titties. I couldn't move. And showing me around the house, showing me my room, show me all this other shit. And just, I'm enjoying the moment because I've talked to her over the phone many times, but I've never, I haven't had the opportunity to actually sit there and sit and see my grandmother like that because she lives in another country. So it was a very touching moment. That moment right there, I always will cherish it because I miss that lady to death. She treated me like I was, no lie, a prince. Like, I can't do no wrong. Anything that I want, she's gonna give it to me. It was one of those. So, like, that lady, oh my God, I love her to death. and then everybody comes home to eat breakfast. Everybody. So in Dominican Republic, the way it works is they eat a very large dinner like breakfast. They eat pretty much leftovers from breakfast at lunch. And then at dinner, they eat like 2 little pieces of toast with a piece of salami and a couple of slices of cheese, of white cheese. And they just nip at it. And that's what they eat for dinner. That's then when I learn about health and shit like that, normally that's how it works. Your biggest meal needs to be in the morning. And then you trickle down to eating light at night because you don't want to go to bed with a full stomach. So I always found it weird because we never did it that way. So I was just like, holy shit, that's just this story is more showing you the difference of cultures, of how shit is done. So we get this like 11 in the morning. And all my uncles come from their jobs. All of them every day come to my grandmother's house to eat breakfast. So they're in there, and there's like 80 of these motherfuckers in this bitch. And all of them, and patting my head, which I fucking hate, but they patting my head and joking around with me. And, this weekend is going to be crazy. Da-da-da. We're gonna do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this, right? So I was like, all right, cool. I go to my room and I lay down. Because at this point, I'm fucking tired. I'm full. I just ate a full meal and everything. So I'm looking around the windows. But like, where's the window AC, Grandma? What's going on with that? What's going on with that joint? When we pulling that bitch out? Grandma said, no, we don't use that here. What do you mean? So the how's there any fat Dominicans out here? There's no way in hell there's fat Dominicans and y'all don't got no window AC. I'm already skin and bones as it is. I'm going to go back looking like a bone. It is too hot not to be sleeping with AC. What is wrong with you, lady? No. We have a fan. This bullshit ass plastic. That bullshit ass fan. Oh, I'm dying. I'm dead. That's it. So my father said, a small little trick. Take a cold shower. And then go to bed, put the fan, you cool down. And that was a great idea. Went to the bathroom. Where's the shower? There is a fucking floor with a drain on it. Where's the shower? Go here. Takes me outside. There's a white bucket with a smaller bucket inside the bucket. He says, fill that up with water and then take the bucket inside of the room and just take a shower. Oh, what? Excuse the fuck out of me? So what happens when we need hot water? You put it inside this big ass pan and you heat that bitch on the stove. When it's warm, you take it out, go to the shower, take a shower. Oh, so y'all did this shit. This is punishment. What did I do? Well, did I do something at home that you don't want to tell me? That I did something wrong? That this whole trip is just a full punishment? Dude, I'm going to smell like ass in 20 minutes if I do it that way. You got no sponges. That bar of soap looked like it's been through World War I, II. Back to back. It was just a orange bar this big, and it looked like it's been through some shit. I don't know what to do with this, but I had no choice. Took my shower, cleaned myself as much as I could, put my shorts and put my I just came to this country wife beater. Laid down with the fan and it absolutely cooled me down, and I'm over here and I'm out. I wake up, it's already nighttime. Chickens and shit. I walk out. Every female that has part of my DNA was in that living room. I came out, I'm talking about my shorts were above my knee. It was actually almost close to my ball sack. I ain't gonna lie to you, but short shorts was short shorts. And I come out and I'm like, and it all in unison. It was a whole bunch of hens screeching. And I'm like, what is all of this? Who are all of you? So my grandmother comes and goes down the line. This is your aunt. This is your aunt. This is your aunt. This is your aunt. This is your cousin. This is your aunt. This is your aunt. This is your aunt. This is your cousin. Cousin, 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 cousin. Aunt, 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 and another fucking cousin. Right? And I'm like, holy fuck. There's a lot of you. So we're going to do high five. Let's high five it. Let's do that, because there's a lot. Y'all niggas want to hug and kiss, and I ain't down with it right now. I just woke up. I got like eyes in my eyes. I got white shit around my lip. I ain't got time to be kissing and hugging and shit. But they did it anyways. Oh my God, they're checking my cheeks and making sure that I'm eating, checking my eyeball. Let me see your hang. Let me see your hang. And none of them could speak English. So it was a lot for me at one shot like that, right from a wake up. You can't have that type of energy in a wake up. That's too much. That's how people be getting fucking colon cancer, and I don't want it. Next day comes. Like that we would just sit there. They started playing bingo and doing all this shit. And I was just snacking and outside playing with my cousins, and we would just, they had like a little ball, and we were throwing it against a wall and catching it and doing a bunch of crazy shit and just talking. Like, none of my cousins spoke English, and my Spanish at that time was really choppy. So the communication back and forth, like, I could defend myself. I could have a full conversation, but you could hear that I'm not from there. Like, it's plain as day. You could hear that I'm not from there. So I have two cousins, Bolivar and Alex, and both my, like, Bolivar was my age. We were like both 14, about 15, 16, right? Alex was younger. And those were my dudes. Those were my guys. Like, we played Nintendo. They had Nintendo, bro, in their house. Papi, can I sleep here? Can I sleep here? Not a problem. Those my cousins. Those my blood right there. I love those dudes. Everything was fine. We went to bed. We woke up the next day. We're going to a lake. And I'm not going to tell you everything that I did throughout the whole fucking trip, because they won't be here for 3 hours, but I'm going to just break it down for you. So we go to a trip. We go to like a little river. It's called Agua Dulce. Sweet water river, pretty much. It's got a cliff that is huge. And it's like it's not as big as I thought it was, because I've seen it a couple years after that. And I was like, oh, well, it's pretty high, but it's not that high. And we're up there in that little cliff. Like, that's where all the cars are parked and shit like that. You go down a track, and the track or trail. You go down a trail, and then the trail is open land, and then the river is right next to the open land. So it's a beautiful fucking spot. Clear water. You can see your hands through this shit. Beautiful area. So they had like a little dance platform that they built. My cousins and my uncles and shit built. So when they go there, they have electricity, they have a generator, they could plug in a radio, play music. If they want to plug in something to cook food and stuff, they have all the plugs and everything that they need necessary. So they made this platform for them people to go do that. So they were setting up the food, setting up the fridge with the alcohol in it and all that stuff, and then they started roasting the pig. They went out there, they did a campfire, roasted the pig. Did what they did, and we were there pretty much the whole day. We got there 9 a.m, and we left like when the sun was already down, and it was like you could barely fucking see where you were driving, because this was like in the cut. So we get there. I got my swim trunks on. I'm feeling kind of crazy. I'm like, yo, this is fun. Papa, thank you for bringing me. So I knew it wasn't a punishment. I was like, okay, he kind of liked me. Because we were in there, we were splashing water, wrestling, doing all types of crazy shit. It was fun. All my cousins and some of their friends decided, yo, let's go up the trail and let's go up there where the cards are at. So I said, Papi, I'm gonna go with them. And he was like, vete para allá. A mí no me importa que te vaya para carajo, porque yo no voy para acá. And I was like, all right, Papi. And I go up the trail and I follow them. They got bikes and shit. And one of my cousins said, we're going to jump. Because when you jump from here, you land on the river, and then the river is going downstream. So it takes us right to our campsite. So we just jump and it just let us take us. And I said, okay, so the goal is to get to the water. There's like, we could go down the trail and we could just get in the water. Like, I don't understand why you're trying to get there quicker. Oh, we do this all the time. Do you? Let me see everybody's fingers. Everybody do this? Let me see everybody's fingers. I know one of you are missing something. The fuck you mean jump off a perfectly good fucking cliff when there's a trail that you could get to the same destination? Let's see who gets there first. Because I'm pretty sure I'll get there first before you can. Y'all niggas is nuts. I didn't came here for that. I didn't come here to kill myself in another country. I want to see my mama. And as me and my cousin are talking, my other cousin, Alex, says, in Spanish, I think he said chicken shit, but I barely get, he was calling me a chicken shit. And he ran and just jumped. And I went, and I looked, and I see, splash. Do you know when somebody does something like that, when we are already scared, and when somebody does something like that, like your balls start vibrating, and then your stomach starts clenching because you are appalled that this person did something that crazy in front of you? And I said, no. I'm not doing that. Like, he hasn't even come up from the water yet. And y'all niggas are excited. Like, excited for what? Your brother could be dead. So they all looked at me like I was, because I was. When it comes to heights, we could do anything else. You want to fight a fucking panther? Let's fight a panther. I'm not going to go over that. No. My worst fear in the world is for me to fucking die by falling. No, that's horrible. And I see a kid like you fucking like, he had to be like 5 or 6. At the Americano, calling me an American. Racist. Much. Runs, jumps, and goes. And I'm like, oh, yeah, niggas is crazy. You're nuts. You're absolutely fucking nuts. And I said, hey, they try to get me to do it. They try to get me to do it. And I go back and I go, and I stop myself. And I'm like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. Everybody goes and does it. Everybody's jumping. And I was like, y'all all nuts. And then I looked back, and my cousin was behind me, and they were like trying to play around like they were going to push me. And then I said, oh, so these niggas don't know how Brooklyn niggas do it. Oh, that's what nobody told them. The internet wasn't good at all back in those days, so it's understandable why they don't know. If any of you touch me and try to throw me off of this fucking cliff, it's balls to the wall throwing bows. Somebody's gonna catch one in the fucking jaw, and they're done for. Don't you ever play like that. Are you nuts, son? So a little bit of the Brooklyn came out. That was not supposed to come out, but it came out at the right time. I was like, touch me to see what happens. Like, I'll do anything else you guys want me to fucking do. But that, don't force me to do something I don't want to do. I don't like that shit. They kept on. Mira, baby, right? And I didn't end up doing it. I said, no, sorry, because now they were going too far. Now they were going too far. I ended up doing it after a couple of days. We went back there and I ended up doing it again, which we're getting to that. But at that moment, I said, go fuck you and your mother, because I'm not doing any of that shit. We get back down and everything, whatever. We eat and all that good stuff. Cool. This is the most nervous part of this whole entire fucking story. I go to my cousin's house to sleep over. There's a whole bunch of my female cousins with their friends that are sleeping over in the same house too, because they're making this a whole big, I didn't know they were doing a big shindig just for me that night. They were doing a welcome party that night. I didn't know any of this shit. So I go and I go get dressed and I put, I still brought some Brooklyn shit. So I got dressed up a little, ya tu sabe, and everything. And we get into my cousin's house, music blasting, whole bunch of Dominicans like with the red eyes looking at you through the darkness, like a whole bunch of those. And I'm just like, I seen this shit in the movie once, and the American didn't make it. I was like, who? All of them, my family, all of them are my cousins, all of them are uncles. The other part of the uncles that I haven't met yet. Ladies and gentlemen, when I walk into this place, there was no lie over 100 and something people in here. And it wasn't a small house. They had a pretty decent house, but it was packed of fucking people. There was probably 200. No bullshit. It was probably 200 people, and dancing and eating and smoking and drinking and forget about it. Having the time of our lives. The kids outside, and all that shit, right? Crazy. Having fun, all that. A whole bunch of girls of my cousins come, and they tell my cousin, yo, who is that? And they started pointing at me. And they were like, yo, that's my cousin. And they were all like sweet talk. And they were like, oh, where you from? Where you come from? And I'm over here, I'm 15, like, yo, shorty's over here feeling me. Your boy got game and I ain't even do nothing yet. Hey, dog. I'm over here feeling myself. I was like, Brooklyn, New York, ya tú sabes, Brooklyn. And she was like, oh, United States. I was like, yeah, the United, like Brooklyn, New York. Like, Brooklyn, no? She was like, United States. Well, I found it funny. And I was like, well, you need to rep Brooklyn because, yeah, it's in the United States, but I said Brooklyn. Like, it kind of caught me off guard a little bit. And they just started, I guess they put me to a test. Like, it was females and eventually the dudes, my cousins and shit, started joining in. And they were like, say this in English. They don't have that out there. In the campo and shit like that, they didn't have people that just went there and spoke English perfectly. So I was like, okay. And I say a phrase in English, and I was like, hey, how you doing? My name is Ray. And all of them were like, ooh, 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 ooh. Like I just did a magic trick. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, all right. And it was the weirdest fucking thing. But then now sitting back thinking of it, like, I understand why they did it. And then my cousin started asking questions like, how is it that you guys do this and stuff? So they wanted to know. They were using me as a teaching, making them learn things that are not their norm. Like, what do we do things out there? How cold is the snow? Shit like that. So I'm just giving them the information they asking for and everything. And then they were like, they were playing this game that is equivalent to Truth or Dare. They wanted to play this game. So their games of that is pretty innocent. Like it was like, yo, I dare you run down the street and like pull on your dad's shirt and then run back. Do some stupid shit like that, right? When I used to play Truth or Dare at 15 years old in New York, we used to get real crazy with the shit. So I started saying, yo, I dare you take your shirt off, show us your titties. And like some stupid shit like that, right? And they was just like, what? No, we're not doing that. And I was just saying, no, that's how we played in New York, Brooklyn, nothing. I told my cousin, take your pants on, butt-ass nigga, and run down the street. They looked at me like I was nuts. They look at me, I'm like, my older cousins, they were like, yo, come over here if you want to play that shit, type deal. But they were like, nah, we don't do that. I was like, all right, then, cool. So I made myself look like a fucking idiot, right? We get into like later that night. And then we start doing that spin the bottle type shit and everything. I kissed 2 girls. It was nothing crazy. But then one of the girls told my cousin that that she likes me. So my cousin was just like, yo, esta chamaca, she feeling juice. And now she's feeling juice. Like, I don't know how you feel juice, but all right. But she was pretty much telling me that, yo, she's feeling you. And I was like, all right, cool. And everything. So throughout the time that I was there, me and this girl met up a couple of times. We kissed and shit like that, but it was nothing crazy. Next day or the day after, the 2 days after that, here comes the most crazy shit. I've never seen this before happen until this day. My uncle lived in New York with us years before we went back. He was getting citizenship and he was getting his visa and he was trying to do the shit the right way to get his citizenship. So there's a lot of correspondence that he gets that is in English that he can't read. I go and visit me and my dad go to his house to go visit them. And he says, Ray, come here. and sits me down and gives me each letter to open up and read and tell and then translate and let them know what the fuck this. Nigga, I'm not your assistant. What the fuck? So I thought that was the weirdest shit to me in the world. Like, you want me to read your personal fucking mail? Like, there's doctor notes and shit right here that you really want me to tell out loud? And they put me like a stage. It was like all of them sitting around, and I'm over here reading what's going on with them. Like, herpes? Herpitos. You have it. Ball sack. All around it. That's what the doctor said. Just reading the shit down and all that. My father gets me and says, your mother wired you money and your grandmother wired you money from Western Union so you can have money out here. And I was like, I bet. I did not know how the money exchange worked over there. My mom sent me 20. My grandmother sent me 20. So I had 40. So we had to go to the bank and change it to pesos. $40 in Dominican Republic was like 2,000 and something. So I'm thinking, I didn't know how the shit worked. So they gave me stacks. When I tell you I was all over the campo, like I was like Daddy Yankee or some shit, or Romeo Santos. I was going out there, all my cousins, yo, you want something for the store? I got everybody. And my father was like, you don't know what you're doing with that money, do you? I started giving that shit out, started buying people shit, and I was like, I was Mr. Mac Daddy, 110% Mac Daddy of all the Mac Daddies, right? Shorty saw that. Shorty like, oh, pero you got money? And I was like, yeah, balling, right? Excited. I bought her saying, you want a juice? Do you want a juice? And all this other shit. Right? Everything going smooth. I'm pimping it. You know how we do. My father says, yo, we're going to visit your mom's side of the family. Your grandmother's over there with your cousins, and we're going to go visit them. So I'm over here dressed like, picture Willy Wonka, the way they dressed back in those days. I had a bright blue shirt with black slacks and church shoes that have the point that if I kick somebody, I'm going through skin. Pointy as shit. We show up. My cousin's there wearing Nike shorts and Jordans and jerseys and shit. I'm like, can I smell it? Can I smell your jersey? And they were like, yo, what you doing out here, bro? You already know what it is. So all the New York started coming back out. Like when we got together, this shit, the ghetto shit just started coming out. Right? And I'm just like, but there was an issue. There was like a problem. One of my cousins like had a little issue, and I don't know what the fuck it was, but we really didn't talk that much and everything. And I was just like, yo, I'm out of it. Because they didn't start ganging up on me, started making fun of me, calling me chocolate and all types of shit. And I was like, I don't like that. Like over there, I was king dingaling. Over here, these niggas are trying to joke on me. Fuck you and your mother, which is my aunt, which don't do that. We leave. I go back. Everybody outside, chilling, just regular fucking day. We chilling, it gets dark. These niggas want to go to start to walk behind my grandmother's property. It's like a bunch of like forests and shit like that. So they're telling me these stories of shit that happened behind the forest with people like in the past and shit. And like there's spirits out there and all this other shit, right? You could believe this if you want, but this fucking happened to me, and I don't want to hear from nobody else. I go and walk with them. They're not prepared. There's no walking. We freeballing this shit, people. We got no walkie-talkies. We got no rope. We ain't got nothing to protect ourselves. We got no weapons. We don't got no flare guns. We don't got no first aid kit. We don't have any of this shit. We just have what's in our pockets and our shoes, and we walk. Shorty's with my cousin. That girl is with my female cousins. And then all the rest of my male cousins, we all in the back walking. And it's like, yo, this is getting darker, guys. I almost can't see the light to the house no more. What's going on? Well, like, where we going? No, we're gonna show you where that man died. Like, why would that? Why? Like, why would that interest me at all? Like, I don't want to see where nobody died, bro. There's a little white dog next to us. They said that's the neighborhood dog. Like in the Dominican Republic, they got a whole bunch of abandoned dogs out there. I don't know about now, but before there was a bunch of them. So this dog, I thought, this dog just followed us like they always do because they're looking for food. So we walking, dog's in front of everybody. And the dog gets to this like cut of bushes and shit. Bunch of tall trees. And he cuts in, right? And I was like, oh, that puppy's not going to make it. That's what I told myself that. I was like, that puppy ain't going to make it out of that motherfucker. That got dark in there. And then all of a sudden, right where that puppy went in, this wolf-like animal comes out. Like real dark fur. I wouldn't say black. It's more like a brown-black combination. But this shit is a fucking wolf. And everyone stops in their tracks. The females are in front of us. We're behind them. And then I started hearing a lot of shuffling going behind me. A lot of shuffling. So I froze and I went, like, what? You guys are from here, what do we do? I turn around, the shuffling was these niggas leaving. No tap on the shoulder, no, yo, heads up, we're out of here, or nothing. Me and the females. So in my brain, I'm like, push the females. Push the females to the door, get the fuck out of there, right? And I was like, nah, I can't do that because then I'll be at fault, right? So the dog starts like coming near and the females are like scared shitless. They don't know what the fuck this dog is and everything. So they're like that. So I kind of nudged in front of them and I like put my hand out because I was around, like my cousins had dogs and I always loved to have a dog and shit. And I put my hand in front and I closed my eyes. And it smelled my hand and it licked my hand and then it kept moving. And it went back into the cut and then we kept on walking. We were gonna go down that one little hill, meet up with the guys, and we were good. We're going down. Now, when this little turn comes, I didn't know it was a steep motherfucker. The flip-flops that I had was one of those that Eagles flip-flops, the motherfuckers that look like that I just came from this country. Hello, ¿cómo está? Ashy knuckles and shit. So my whole foot went through the front and I tripped and tumbled down like a bitch. In front of everybody. Most embarrassing thing in the fucking world. I get to the house, I got a whole bunch of scratches. My grandmother starts putting aloe on it and do all this other shit. Every morning since I've been there, my grandmother was giving me a spoon of coffee, of just coffee beans, and aloe, like the liquid out of the aloe, and a spoon of that. Every morning she said, you too skinny? You need to bring up your appetite and get big. Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you the last day they were there, nothing crazy happened in between. Like, we got stopped by some cops, and well, that one was kind of crazy. Me and my cousin, my dad and my uncle are somewhere, and me and my cousin come out, and they say, yo, we need you to pick us up from this place because we don't got the Jeep. So we get over there, and we get pulled over, and then they know that I'm not Dominican. They know that I'm not from there. And they told me and my cousin to get out. My uncle worked for like the government, so he was able to help us out and get us out of the situation. That one, that one was fucked up, and I don't even want to like talking about that shit. But my uncle got us out of that situation. If not, you're gonna catch me butt ass naked with my butt in the air with 3 pesos in my butthole. That's how you're gonna find me. Just that. You're not gonna see my upper body. These motherfuckers are gonna chop me up and sell me. But there were cops. They were. They didn't have a job after that. We're gonna fast forward to the last day because nothing really eventful happened in between that. There was a lot of parties and like going back to we went back to the fucking thing. We went back to the fucking river, right? So I come out and I said, I'm gonna do it this time. I'm gonna do it this time, fuck it. They all done it repeatedly when we were there. I'm gonna do it this time. So I go back and I say, fuck it. And I jump. I'm gonna tell you something right now, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever in your whole entire life threw up and then ate your throw up? Because that's exactly what happened. I didn't know how quick it was to get to the bottom. I did not know how quick it was to get to the bottom. When I jumped and and got there, it was bow, and I swallowed it back in when I hit the water. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I only did it the one time, and I never did it again. I came back, and I felt like there was a hole in my underwears because the feeling was too fresh. It was like balls was touching direct water. There was no fabric covering it. And when I looked, no, it was just my balls was just like my whole package was hanging out of it. My shorts were like flipped around and inside out, and I don't know how the fuck my shorts got the way it got, but I was thonging it to everybody. But the last day comes the biggest party that was probably ever thrown in that house, in my grandmother's house. Everybody and their mother went there to say goodbye to me and my father. We were going back to New York the next day. And it was everybody, the biggest fucking party. It was bigger than the welcome party that they threw for me. The going away party was a whole lot. That was the first time that I got really, like, off of alcohol alone, really fucked up. Oh, we had the time of our fucking lives. So everybody's leaving. Everybody's started to leave little by little. And I'm with my cousins on the side. There's like a little balcony thing on the side. I went my female cousins, my male cousins, and that shorty there on and off. Me and her were like kind of like playing, but we weren't doing nothing serious. And she goes and she kisses me. And she says, "Maybe you could take me to the United States." Something inside me was like, I think I could make that work. Like, she feeling me. Like, none of the bitches in New York are feeling me like that. So she feeling me. Maybe we can make this work. So, or instantly, I'm a lover. I'm a lover. Like, I instantly catch feelings quick, right? So I'm thinking married. I'm thinking all that. She's thinking green card. I didn't know that at the time. So I'm just like, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to go back to New York. I'm going to grind. I'm going to get her out here. And everything's going to be beautiful. Now, I'm already making plan B, C, and D, right? She leaves. And I'm like, I'm over here like with butterflies in my stomach and all types of shit. And my cousin tells me, "Do you like her? Huh? Do you like her?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, she feeling me. You already know. Da-da-da," and all this other. He's like, "She just wants a green card." And then he leaves laughing. And I was like, what? And then my father had to explain it to me. And like, look, there's a lot of these girls that their survival is American men. There's a lot of, you notice that all these females liked you? He's like, you didn't just turn cute, nigga. It didn't just happen. You're ugly in the United States and you're ugly here. They were like, they didn't give a fuck about none of that. They were trying to find a way. He's like, this is what happens. Back in those days, this is how it went down, how this whole thing happened. When an eligible American male comes into the Dominican Republic, in El Campo, all these, the fathers of all these girls are saying, you better go over there and you better try to get this guy to like you. And then the next thing after that was his father sitting with you saying, hey, this is how we're going to work it. We're going to go pay you this much money to marry our daughter. You get to the United States, you guys do all you guys are going to do, and then you guys get divorced once everything is finalized and she's an American citizen. And that's how they used to do things. They'll pay me about, it was like 50 grand, I think it was. It was like 25 to start it, and when everything is said and done, it's 25 and that's it. It's 25,000 and that's it. And I'm just like, and I'm like, how does that work? And he was like, that's how it works. That's how these other people out there do it. Like, that's why my grandmother the whole time, every time these little girls were around me, she had an attitude. Because my grandmother hates that shit. My grandmother like, don't be using my fucking family members just because there's plentiful. Don't be using my family members to try to get your daughters to the United States. So she wasn't having none of that shit. And my father was like, no. He's like, we don't do that. He's like, just let them do what they do. And then, tell them go fuck off. Don't pay no mind to it. This is nothing. They don't like you. They know how to play the game to try to get to the country. That's all. And it broke my heart, but at the same time, I appreciate my family having my back and saying, yo, chill. Like, my cousin was the first one. But my female cousin didn't tell me shit. Kiss all my asses. Y'all didn't warn me because y'all were about to get a cut. That was the problem. And then we get back to New York, and when I left, like I said, I was 100 pounds, soaking wet. When I got back to New York, my mother and my sisters were in the airport baggage claim waiting for us to get there. We get out the plane. I see my mother and my sisters running to my father, hugging him. Oh my goodness, we miss you, ma. And I see everybody's ignoring me. My mother ignored me. My sister ignored me. Everybody else that was there ignored me. And then my mother asked my father, where's your son? I'm literally standing right next to him. I had a growth spurt. And this is the beginning of this is where I ended up going to the streets at this point and doing what I did. But those stories are for later. I want to do my younger years. My mother looked at me and she went, I grew 5'11" and I was like 210 pounds when I got back. In a matter of 2 months, I was 5'11", 210 pounds. And my mother was like, what happened to you? It was a complete different fucking, I was like, it's grandma's fault. Grandma gave me alloy on a spoon and coffee on a spoon and a small little coffee, like a little small coffee pot. And she'd drink coffee and that every fucking morning. She said it was going to raise my appetite, and she didn't lie. I've never eaten that much Dominican food in my whole entire life. Everybody was looking at me like I'm weird, who the fuck are you? You're somebody new. You're not the same motherfucker when you left. When I went back to school, it was the shit. I was long and slinky. But that's what it was. That's my story for tonight, guys. I love all of you. I got more stories like that. I'm going to keep on tapping into when I went to the Dominican Republic, because there's other things that kind of happened, and I think it was funny. But there's other things that happened in Dominican Republic, and I can't wait for you guys to hear the rest of it. But I got one more guy coming tomorrow for the rest of the week, I think. Today's what, Thursday? Friday. Yep. So tomorrow's the last one for Story Time with Ray for the week, and I'll see you guys on Monday after that. I am going live tomorrow at 9 a.m. on my Vibe Reaction channel. We're going to do Harry Mack. We're going to do a whole bunch of Harry Mack that I missed. So I am going live and all of that. I love you guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a like. Please share the channel. Please help me push this shit, because I'm trying to do something with this. And that's a fact. As I said, as the videos keep on going, and as I start getting better at this YouTube full-time shit, the quality of the video is going to get better. I want to do some animation type stuff. I'm thinking about doing a lot of big things with this channel. So with you guys' help sharing and sharing the page and doing all that, it really helps me get to where I could actually get in here, spend time editing and doing I want to do an animation type of storyline type of deal with the video. So we got to start from somewhere. I love you guys. I'm going to talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Get money, stay high. Go to YouTube for Story Time with Ray 5. We say he's a great guy.